Yo, what's poppin'? People, your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. You know how we do. Before we get started, we got to give a shout out to you, the viewer, for taking the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, do us a solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hype me up with that little star down there at the bottom. You know what I'm talking about? And you know we will not do a video without giving a shout out to our beautiful ladies of the CU1Ts, our biggest supporters, our biggest fans. And if you see the CU aunties in the chat or in the comment section, make sure you say what's up to them, because we appreciate all of y'all. Big ass shout out to the CU aunties. Boy, my boy showed up and showed out yesterday on UCSS. G. Bush, Mr. Garrett, King of the Kool-Aid Mafia, Bush, showed up and showed out on them two haters, Jason and Jay, live on UCSS yesterday. I've been waiting on G. Bush to stand on 10 because he been letting y'all take y'all shots. He just let y'all set y'allself up. But yesterday, oh boy, it went down. But we finna get into it. Y'all ready to let go? Now, y'all know how it's been going down on UCSS, especially since us newbies showed up in Cleveland. You know, a little bit bold, a whole lot of loud, you know, us that support. And when they say that, the first thing they'll say is the aunties. So you know about the aunties, so that's why I tell y'all, make sure you support the aunties. But since we showed up in Cleveland with all this ruckus, because we saw how they tried to do Shedeur from the draft. And then we saw how they tried to do Shedeur when he got here in Cleveland. And Jay and Jason has always been haters of the Sanders. I don't know if it's carryover from hating Deion. I don't know if it's new hate for Deion and Shedeur. But what we do know is that they don't like Shedeur and they don't want Shedeur here. But let's take a gander at all this hate that they were spewing yesterday. Because you know it was in the building. But we finna go check it out. Y'all ready? There you go.
I think is the best team in the AFC.
Yeah.
So not a terrible game, but nothing amazing that really stood out. It was kind of just a decent performance by everybody.
Yeah.
Remember before the season when we were talking about they have these two young quarterbacks, and the worst thing that could happen is we get to the end of the season and you look at it and go,
I don't know.
you know, maybe there's a chance that if you do, you know, there might be something. Remember that? Yeah, we don't have that problem. The quarterback's not here.
Yeah.
The quarterback's not here. They got to take quarterback in the draft.
Oh,
it's
really?
It's not Shedeur.
They will take a quarterback. The question is,
Oh, now they got to take a quarterback. Why do they have to take a quarterback? But we know why. Because they some haters.
where they end up in the draft, and do they believe in Mendoza or Moore? Because right now, if they lose out, they're likely going to get the 2.
They're not even going to have to trade up. They're going to be in
If
position.
they don't have to trade up, I think they absolutely take one.
But
and they're in the 2
Well, you say they wouldn't have to trade up.
I'm just saying, y'all, look at G. G just sitting there with his hands folded, being all debonair, looking at these idiots like, this is what you talking about. This is what you really saying out your mouth. He just do. Y'all just over here spewing hate. He can't call them haters live on air, but we know they haters. He said it in a respectful way, but we gonna get to it when we get there. But y'all watch G.
But if they're the 2 spot and they only like one of the 2 quarterbacks, then
sure. But I don't think we're going to be in that spot. You're right. I don't think we're going to be in that.
Yeah,
spot.
I
want to hear why.
Well, if they like both, they'd be fine.
Yeah, see, G said, hey, Y'all think they're going to get rid of him? Tell me why. Give me your reasons. Give me your why. Why y'all think he got to go?
You're saying you think they like both?
I'm interested in hearing the why.
Because you can say
hater number one.
He needs more around him. You can say
and he
the
does.
offensive
That's fair.
line. You can say the offensive line isn't any good. Listen.
He does need more around him. And the offensive line ain't no good. Not that you can say. Those are facts. Everybody knows that. You know it. Whoever you've been talking to know it. Anybody that watched any game this year knows it. But let go.
The metrics will tell you, and there's more than the metrics. The metrics will tell you he is the worst quarterback this century by dropback per EPA. He's worse than Jamarcus Russell.
Explain that.
The metrics will tell you that he is the worst quarterback this century since 2000. He is the worst quarterback in EPA. Y'all know when they started doing EPA? 2025. So how the fuck does that even work? How is that even possible? This man's an idiot, but he'll say anything to make himself seems like he's smart.
And we've talked about it before.
It
but
takes
for those
into
that might not
account
know
down
that
and distance, field position, home or away, time and score. It is the most all-encompassing metric that you can use to measure quarterback. It takes into account records. It takes into account everything. It is the most all-encompassing stat. And every time he drops back, the Browns lose more points than any quarterback since 2000, since True Media started.
I want y'all to hear that now. Every time he drops back, the Browns lose more points since any quarterback in 2000. The Browns ain't had no points. The Browns ain't started scoring points until Shedeursanders took the helm. But you want to tell me you believe in that stat? You can make a stat say anything. The same way y'all believe that stat that there was more black people on food assistance than white people. The same way y'all believe that more black people commit murders than white people. Same way you believe that there's more black men in jail than white men. But it don't tell you the stat that 53% of those black men in jail get exonerated because they didn't commit the crime. But let's go back to stats.
Marking this.
That is
it's
stunning.
worse
How
than
many are we
Jamarcus
talking
Russell.
about here? It has to be hundreds.
It doesn't.
Or you can listen to Donald Trump's stats and say he was the best president since Abraham Lincoln. He didn't stop 7 wars. Prices are down. Food is cheaper. The economy is better. Those are your Donald Trump stats. All fucking lie. But hey, you can make a stat say anything. There you go.
It's 133, I think, is the number. Maybe more than that. I don't remember. But,
and we also know this: the Browns lean on those kind of metrics.
yeah, but it's more than that.
Harder than anybody.
It's more than that. He still doesn't know what he's looking at. He still doesn't flip protections. He doesn't know when he's hot. This isn't me saying this. I'm not.
He don't know what he's looking at. He don't flip protection. The same man that we saw Sunday saying, hey, not right there. Don't get right there. Get out of that. The same man that we saw Sunday changing plays at the line of scrimmage. The same man that we saw telling my back, hey, don't block him over there. That's the same man. But he don't know what he doing. Boy, these people don't watch the football. They don't be watching the same game that we be watching.
NFL, I've never claimed to be an NFL coach. This is people in that building will tell me.
What people? In what building? What people? In what building? The people in the building next door? The people across the street at the hot dog stand or the snack bar you go to? What people? The people in the Browns building? Because you didn't say that. Say that. The Cleveland Browns telling me, the people in the Cleveland Browns front office is telling me that he don't know what he do. And I'm going to tell you, all of them need to be fired. Because none of them know what the fuck they looking at.
He still doesn't know how to flip protections. He doesn't know when he's hot. He doesn't know what he's looking at. He can only throw to wide open receivers. He doesn't make tight window throws. He doesn't throw guys open. This is not the answer.
Did you hear this man just sit there and tell a bundle of lies? Everything he just said, Shedeur has done over and over again during this season. It started in the preseason. All the things that he just said, the very first touchdown he threw was in a tight one to throw. And all y'all sat up there that next morning, that Monday morning, and said, oh, that's an NFL touchdown in a tight window. What the fuck? Come on, dog.
2 weeks where the opportunity coming off the Titans game to show that he can be the guy against playoff contenders, and he has not lived up to it. This is not it.
I heard
this is the crazy thing. The Browns, for all the quarterback problems that they've had, right? Like, we know the jersey, we know the names, you know how many times they've taken a quarterback in the top 10, in the top 20?
Once.
Twice.
Tim
Couch and Baker.
Really? That's it?
That's it. Whedon was in the 20s. Quinn was in the 20s. Manziel was in the 20s.
It don't matter where they got them from. All first-round quarterbacks don't work. A lot of them are bust. A lot of them end up as backups. So what are we talking about?
So the Browns.
Maybe that's where the problem is.
It is where the Browns.
They're reaching too late.
The Browns are the most dysfunctional team in the NFL. Period.
No.
Full stop. And yet people think that they're going to be the team that can take a late round pick and develop him. They can buck the odds and do something that very few other teams can do. No, they have to be.
No, they don't need to develop him. They need to fire their head coach because he don't know what he do. What Shedeur did Sunday is what Kevin Stefanski's offense is supposed to look like. That's what they wanted to see. Run my offense the way I want it to look. Do it the way I need you to do it. That's why you seen Dylan Gabriel when he came out. That's how he looked. When Joe Flacco was out, that's how he looked. Because that's the way Stefanski wants his offense to look. Shedeur been making it look different. See, but this week they wanted to say, hey, we need you to do it like this. This is how we want it. This is how we expect for you to do it. He did it like that. Looked like shit. Weren't okay. But you need some wrinkles. You still need some deep balls. You still need to be able to do the thing he wanted. But they wanted to see if he could get the ball out quick. If he could deliver on short yardage and work the clock and that's old school ass football. Football ain't played like that. And that's the problem. And that's why Kevin Stefanski gonna get fired.
Be handed a pretty close to finished product to have any chance at success, and that is not Shedeur.
Couch got him to the playoffs. Baker got him to the playoffs.
You know, I don't want to derail this. I was thinking about the Baker thing, but I don't want to derail this.
Go ahead,
we got too much to do.
Well, I couldn't disagree.
Hold on, before G. Bush start cooking, I just want to say this. Before G. Bush start cooking, right? Since Shedeur has been the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, the Browns have looked better as a team, as a whole. They have scored more points as a whole. With all those metrics that he just spit out, that Shedeur was the worst of the worst of the worst, even worse than Dylan Gabriel. You sure about that? Because let's look at it. Since Shedeur has been the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, where we gonna start at? Preseason. NFL preseason. Right here. Browns and Eagles. 22-13 in the preseason. First game of the year. See, this is the Rams game that Shedeur played where he threw all that. Now, Joe Flacco, Bengals and Browns. Browns scored 16 points. Joe Flacco, Browns Ravens. The Browns scored 17 points. Joe Flacco, Packers and Browns. The Browns scored 13 points in their first week. Joe Flacco, Browns and Lions. Browns scored 10 points. Dylan Gabriel, Vikings and Browns. The Browns scored 17 points. Y'all see the theme here? Dylan Gabriel, Browns and Steelers. Browns scored 9 points. Dylan Gabriel threw 60 passes. And they didn't score over 9 points. Dolphins and Browns. The first game, the Browns scored over 21 points. 31-6. That was all run game. Browns Patriots, 32-13. Browns Jets. All this is Dylan Gabriel now. 27-20. Browns Ravens, 23-16. Dylan Gabriel got hurt that game. Enter Shedeursanders. I want y'all to notice how this shit changes. It changes real quick. Real fast. Hold on, let me put it full screen for you to see it. For you to see it now. Enter Shedeursanders. Browns Raiders, 24-10. Shedeursanders with the win. Is that 20 points? Yep. Next game, 49ers, Browns, 26-8. Browns Titans, 29-31. Browns Bears, 31-3. Browns Bills, 23-20. Y'all notice something? Points are being put on the board. Touchdowns are being scored. Shedeursanders has played 5 games, and 3 of them each was 20 points or better. Dylan Gabriel played 6 games. 2 games over 20 points. Joe Flacco, no games over 20 points. All I'm saying is, since Shedeursanders has entered the field, it looked better. It feel better. It play better. But you gonna try to tell me that Shedeursanders is the worst quarterback by metric for the Cleveland Browns?
Actually, to be truthful,
let G. Bush cook.
When you're talking about football, you know, the crazy thing about football is it's not done in a back room with calculators. And I respect True Media, but True Media don't draft players. True Media is a nice little asset to tell you what you want. EPA, that's a nice little stat, but when you look at it, you got to take in consideration the entire totality of football.
Cook them, G. We want you to put their ass on a weenie roast. True haters.
And for so long that we've talked about this, we've boiled down the game of football to fantasy football, numbers, and whose quarterback it is. You walk around the league and watch around the league. Same people told us that Kenny Pickett was the deal. Go watch what Kenny Pickett did the other week. He threw for like 5 yards. They told us he was the best option. Keep looking. Jackson Dart, I think he threw for like 32 yards yesterday. Like, maybe that was earth-shattering. Go look at Cam Ward and what his numbers are. His numbers have not been great the entire year. The reality of the situation is, yeah, you could talk about EPA and you can talk about all that, but you also have to take in consideration that when you look at the people in front of them, that goes into it. The offensive line is the worst in the league statistically, and that's not even debatable. When you take a look at the receiving core, they get the least amount of separation. They don't catch the ball when it's open, and on top of that, you're missing most, if not all, any of your weapons. So when you look at it, a guy who was in the 5th round, who's already thrown for 360 yards in a game, but we disqualify that because it just wasn't what we wanted to see. But yet.
Y'all ain't hearing G. Bush cook him, Bush. Bush over there. He done put the baked beans on and everything. He straight weenie roast and barbecue. Let's go.
Still in that game, Cam Ward is the #1 overall pick. His numbers didn't look better than that. You go into this game, I just saw Josh Allen throw for 12 and 19 for 130. Like, let's keep it real. A lot of times what we be doing is, if you like the quarterback, you can find a stat to say you like him. If you don't like the quarterback, or if you do like the quarterback, you find 17 things to say. When we look at the game of football, you can't do it in a vacuum. Shedeur Sanders, the reality of it, has played, this is 5th or 6th game? And in those 5th or 6th games, does he have some stuff to work on? Sure, he does have some things to work on. He's a rookie. Is he going to have some mistakes? Sure. But he's shown well enough to say that he has an opportunity to be a starting quarterback in this league.
I totally disagree.
Well, listen,
because you are an idiot, sir. That's why you disagree.
Film, we can go down to it. I can show you the deep ball. I can show you the accuracy. I can show you that he hits people. I can show you people said that he couldn't run the football or he was not as athletic. He led the team in rushing 3 weeks in a row. He's eluding the rush. He's stepping up every single week. He show you something different. Ask Tommy Rees. Tommy Rees said, hey, in the press conference, I want to see him work on moving the chains and throwing the football, not just deep action. We moved the post so much, our back should be here, and we should be sponsored by U-Haul.
Cook 'em, Bush. Y'all keep on moving them goalposts. You need your own moving service. You need 2 men and a truck, Jay and Jason. The 2 dummies. Cook their head.
1 week is, our offense is all underneath with Dylan Gabriel. We need somebody to throw it downfield. He comes in, throws it downfield, does it better than all the other rookies, and now all of a sudden, no, he needs to play in structure better. Okay, well, he took what was given to him underneath the last game against the Bills. By the way, who's a Super Bowl caliber team. Last week against the Bears, Super Bowl caliber team. Both teams 11 wins. So, I don't know what you expect. This is 2 playoff teams, 2 of the best teams in the league. And he's playing with backups at offensive line. His #1 running back is out of the game. No receivers. And in 5 or 6 games, we use these stats to say, he's not the guy. But I just saw Dylan Gabriel not do that. I done seen Deshaun Watson not do that. Oh, and by the way, all accounts are the coach who's the head of the offense is getting fired. So you got to take account of that too. The guy who...
Y'all just... G. Bush just putting on a clinic right now.
Was running the offense, whose offense hasn't been good with any other quarterback, is also not going to be there. So we can say he's not the quarterback or whatever the case may be, but let me just keep it real. The Browns ain't even really in no position to take a quarterback if they wanted to. If you think about it.
Tell them why, G.
Why not?
Watch this. I'll tell you exactly why as I sip my Kool-Aid.
If they think
Kool-Aid cup.
Quarterback is there, either Moore or Mendoza, and they're #2.
Come on, Bush. Just came out. Andrew Berry looks like he's staying. If you Andrew Berry, they already said 3 wins ain't good enough. Those 3 wins got Kevin Stefanski fired this year. So if you're going to stick around and you're going to be around to pick the players, guess what's going to happen if you want to take a quarterback? You're going to take a quarterback, and then you don't have said picks to improve any parts of the roster around the quarterback. And guess what? Do you think with a rookie quarterback in the same line and no weapons, you think you're going to get more than 4 wins? No, you're not getting more than 4 wins. You'll be back in the same territory. And the same people that told you to draft the quarterback will be the same people to line up and write it was malpractice that you didn't get them any weapons or an offensive line. And then you will be the next person fired.
I have to apologize. I must have missed reports.
No. This episode was brought to you by Garrett. Roll that beautiful bean footage, Bush. Bush was in there cooking their ass. I mean, because you know they full of crap. You know they hating on Shedeur. We know all that fake stats and been the worst quarterback this century. This whole team ain't looked this good until Shedeur got on the field. You wasn't able to get no points on the board. You wasn't able to move the football. You ain't able to do nothing that has been done until shedeursanders took the field. And it's plain and simple. And if you think anything else, if you think Dylan Gabriel was better, if you think Joe Flacco was better, if you think Kenny Pickett was better, you, sir, can't watch football, don't know football, and shouldn't even talk about football. In the words of Shannon freaking Sharp, you should not say foot nor ball when talking about this thing. Because you don't know what you're talking about. You just be writing shit. The Athletic just gave you a job. They say, hey, we need some sports writers. You live in Cleveland. They suck. They've been dead forever. Go ahead. We're going to let you write. Y'all stupid. You ain't talking to nobody in that building. If anybody in that building told you that shedeursanders does not know what he's doing, they need to be fired immediately. Right now. As T.I. would say, expeditiously. On point. Get them up out of here. But we appreciate y'all attending the services of G. Bush, waxing ass, because that's what happened. Jay and Jason just need to shut the hell up because they actually don't know what they're talking about. One need to stick to baseball, and one just need to go find somewhere in the corner and write columns about boring shit, about flower pots and centipede, what about white water rafting, bowling, badminton, polo, something, but not football. Because you don't know what you're talking about. And ain't nobody in that building told you that shedeursanders can't read no, can't call no checks, can't move no protections. Ain't nobody told you that. You've been saying that crap all season. Show me the person that told you that. Because whoever told you that need to be fired. G. Bush told you. They told you Kenny Pickett was the shit. They told you Joe Flacco was it. They told you Dylan Gabriel was it. And you still believe in anything these people say. Stop it. But anyway, we gonna get out of here. Y'all know what to do. Tell me what y'all did. Did Bush cook him or what? Bush know what he do. He be waiting on. We gonna get out of here, man. Y'all know what to do. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Turn your post notification bell on. Hit the little star. Hype your boy up. And we gonna get out of here. We gonna meet y'all in the comment section. We out of here. Peace out.
God bless you all, man. Be safe.